Why you should not put your hand between elevator doors. Maybe you've done it, maybe you've not done it. Either ways, this information is very important for your health. Let me explain. So, when an elevator starts to close, you sometimes put your hand in it so that you can help out a fellow human being by stopping the elevator doors and making sure they can get inside. But you should not do this, and for this, because there are multiple reasons. And to understand why you should not put your hand in an elevator, you need to understand how the elevator sensor works. So if you look at, let's make a simple drawing of an elevator. Currently, let's say that the doors are at the very ends, okay? There is a diode, or there's a diode over here. Alright, let's make diode red. There's a diode over here and a sensor over here. So the diode sends light from here to here. But if at any point the light gets blocked by, let's say, your hand, it realizes that something is in the way of the elevator doors and stops the doors from closing. Now, well, what do they do when the cleaning comes in and they have to clean the doors? What they do is they turn off the switch, like this switch over here. They turn it off, okay? And when they turn it off, it just open so that they can easily clean out the doors. All right? But let's say that your fellow elevator here stops working. The diode. The diode is the most important part since that's the sensor. And if this diode that's sending the light stops working, right? Then when these elevator doors, they'll just close. Like, cuz the diode will think, if it gets misused, or if the diode is accidentally turned off, or if the diode isn't working for any reason, the doors are still gonna close. But let me use yellow for your hand. Your hand is still in the middle, and here you can like put your hand, like you can change your entire life just to save a person a few minutes. Now, if you still want help, there are other ways to do so. Now, let's say you're inside the elevator. Then if you're inside the elevator, then there's always a button that looks like this. Something like this, so that if you press that button, the doors will start to open. And if you click this button, it's inside almost all elevators. And if you're inside the elevator, you can click that button and you can make the elevator doors open again. So, but if you're outside the elevator, what you can do is not put in your hand. Please don't do that. Sometimes there's the same button also outside, so you can try to click that to make sure it stays open. Or another thing you can do is that you can just wait for like 2 more minutes. It's not the end of the world if you have to wait for 2 more minutes. Right? I think so. At least that's what I think. So if you're outside the elevator, you should just wait like a patient little human and let these elevator doors close so that your hand is not on the line. Because you might be thinking, if you've done this before, then it won't happen. It won't happen. But what if it does? Sometimes maybe this diode by an accident thinks that it's closing and continues this to close. That's why I'd recommend it never ever to put your hand inside an elevator. If there is a button, please click that button instead of putting your hand in it. This will save you a lot. This will make this a lot less risky, and you can still help out by not putting your hand on the line. For now, that'll be a wrap, guys. Bye.